If you hang around four successful people, the fifth one will be you. Fellas, we gotta come and talk today about your environment. I'm making this for the ladies and the fellas that are struggling to see how their environment is affecting them. Our environment is everything. If you guys don't understand that the people who bring you up are the people you need to stay around, the people who drag you down are the people you need to get away from. Now, that's in simple terms, but if we get it, if we take it to another notch, what is your friend's capital a month? Like, how much capital are you guys bringing in all in one? Are you the highest caliber friend within your friend group? That's a big one. If you're the highest standard person within your friend group, you need to get around a whole new set of people, because the people you are around should all be doing better than you in some way. They should be better than you at some type of skill. They should be better than you at some type of mindset, some type of action, so that you can raise your standard to that, so that you can feel the uncomfortability within yourself and say, dang. It's not to look and compare yourself and be like, dang, like, no. It's to say, okay, well, if I'm around successful people, I may not be at their income yet, I may not be at their mindset yet, but as I keep growing and as I keep working around these individuals and as we bond, I'm going to be raised to that standard naturally. It's a natural thing that's going to occur. Fellas, you have to have better friends. If your friends are asking you what's the moves every day, let's go out, let's go to the club, what is that doing for you? You're just standing around in a lobby. You're not dancing. Let's be honest, you're not dancing. Ladies as well. Y'all in the club, drinking, smoking, having sex with this person, that person. But like, what is that really doing for you? How is that benefiting you? Beyond money, what mentally is that doing for you? It's not putting any money in your pocket. It's not paying any of your bills. It's not doing anything for you mentally. What is it going to do? Give you some temporary pleasure if we're having sex every day, every couple days? Fellas, we have to better our environments. We have to get around people that don't find those things just regular. Because as I mentioned to you guys videos ago, lust is something that we have to get away from as men, especially all of us. It's one of the 7 deadliest sins. And the Lord tells us to flee from it, as in run away, get away from it. Because it comes to destroy. It comes to destroy. And it's going to destroy you. You may not see it now, but slowly, the more you give in to lust, it's destroying you. Now, to get back on the point with that, if that simple sin can be flooded in and the enemy could just creak in, right? He could just creak in those cracks of just through your friendships, through the people you're around, through all that. That shows you that you need to be around individuals that are not around that. You need to be around individuals that are running high caliber businesses, high profile businessmen. You need to be around individuals that are content creators, that are creating something, that are doing the things right with their energy, not wasting it, doing the things right with their mindsets, their actions, their abilities that God is giving them and that God is giving you. But if you're not around people to also see it, how are you going to do it? You could do it on your own, but the thing is, if you're not around individuals that are on the same network as you, they don't even have to do the same profession as you. You could be around a professional football player, and you could be around a professional businessman closing $1 million mortgage loans, closing $1 million refinances on homes. You could be around a high-profile businessman, and you could be around a high-profile basketball player. But these two individuals share the same qualities: work ethic, mindset. They may be different in the ways that they calibrate work, of course, but the sole root of it is their work ethic. And they're going to notice, okay, he's working harder than me in this way. How can I raise my standard to that so I can match that? If my friend is here with this, and I'm a little here, that's going to make me uncomfortable. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm here. And my friend is going to motivate me to get to that point as well. That's going to motivate me to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I can't be here if my friend is also here. We got to match so we can all be on the same level. You got to be equally yoked with your friends. Now, one thing is we have to be equally yoked with Jesus first. That's one thing I'm gonna make sure. We have to be equally yoked with Jesus first. Yoked means to be pinned together. If you look up what is on bulls when they yoke them together, when they're training bulls or when they're training certain type of like animals, they put chains around their neck and they have two of each as they're feeding, as they're learning on what to do. So, and they usually do it with an older type of bull or an older type of animal, and they do it with a younger one. So the younger one could be on the same type of actions that the older one is doing. It can inherit those types of actions and know what to do for the farm to benefit. Now that you guys understand that, you have to be equally yoked with your environment. Guys, if you don't understand, just for an example, beyond what's the moves and all those things, there's over 100 people that die. There's over 100,000 people that die to smoking. Over 100, 200, 300,000 people that die to smoking itself. But there's over even more. There's over about 500 to 600,000 people dying from secondhand smoking. That means they didn't hit it. All they did was inhale it. They was in the car with their friend. They're like, I don't want to hit that. All they're doing is inhaling it and they will pass away. That shows that your environment affects you. If you're not around individuals that are benefiting you in some way and you're also benefiting them, I told you, fellas, that we also as men have to bring something to the table. Not just in a relationship with the woman, of course, because we're called to lead that one, but we have to bring something to we have to bring something to the table in the relationships and the people that we are around. If you run a high profile business and you run a high frequency business at a high level, how are you going to run this business if you can't bring anything to the table, any type of leadership, any type of mentorship? You can't steward these people in the right way. You're not bringing anything to the table for these people. So they're like, why would I even follow this guy? He's not serious on his word. He's not serious on his actions. He's not leading from the front. How am I going to do that? The quarterback may throw the ball, but who really gets him the ball is the center. You have to be the center of the team. The quarterback, don't get me wrong, leads the team. He makes the plays. He throws the ball. But you got to be the center of it. You got to snap the ball. You got to make the play. You got to be the coach calling the plays. If you're calling the play, how are you going to expect your team and the individuals that are within that network to run the play if you simply can't lead them in the right way? You have to have a good environment. Individuals that are tearing and bringing you down mentally are only going to bring you down in terms of your actions. You're not going to feel high energetic. You're not going to feel good energetically, You'll never feel good energetically around these individuals. You start to have thoughts on, why am I around individuals that aren't benefiting me? Why am I bringing myself to such a low standard? When you're around low individuals, low vibrational, not low profile, but low vibrational individuals, doing the same things every day, asking the same things every other week, you bring yourself down to their level when you know that you're at such a higher level. Because when you're by yourself and when you isolate yourself, what did I tell you guys last video? For us to benefit the individuals around us, there's times when we have to take time away from those people, and for the benefit of not only ourselves, but those people as well, is we have to take time to ourselves with God. We got to get right. We got to go in fasting. We got to go in prayer. We have to get right mentally, physically, spiritually, financially as well. We have to get right in these areas, because if we can't, then we're infecting the rest of the harvest. We're infecting the rest of the friend group. We're throwing the energy off. Like you're throwing the energy off. But you expect everybody to be buddy or cool with you when everybody's high energy and you're just low, because you're not taking time to actually know your identity, know who you are, know your emotions, know what you need to work on. All the emotions within your body, everything that you're going through, instead of just pushing through it, you're sitting there and letting it show all over your face. You have to keep pushing. We got to have faith. We got to walk by faith and not by sight, guys. And I say that as a way of, if you're not around individuals that are bringing you up and making you feel uncomfortable in the areas that you're not working in so you can raise your standard, then you're around individuals that are bringing you down to their standard. When your standard is really here, you're being brought down to this. Now you're matching this low form of a standard, and you're wondering why the results in life are the way they are. It gets to a point that you don't even think about the results you're getting because you're like, this is just regular to me. It's just that. Like, fellas, change your environment. Change your environment. I'm not saying go hang around somebody famous, and it don't got to be nobody known. Everybody that's highly successful is not always known. Half of the people in my circle currently that I'm seeing every single day are millionaires, and they're not even super duper known in terms of famous in the world. They're known, but they're not known to the point where everybody in the world knows them. Y'all have to have a champion mindset. Y'all have to overcome things when you don't even know how to overcome it. You got to walk through things and go into things with faith when you don't even know how to do it, but you're leaning on God and you're not leaning on your own understanding, and you're going into it faithfully. You have to go into everything with faith. Pray about your friendships. Pray about your environment. Because half of the ones that's bringing you down to this level don't want to see you win. That's why they're bringing, they see you're at this high frequency, but they're bringing you down to this. Because they're like, man, I'm about to use this guy. I'm about to use this girl. You have to notice these things. Because when you put yourself around equally yoked, because there's some people in those high positions that are like, dang, this guy's nice. I don't want to see that guy win. I'm winning, but I don't want to see him win more than me. You got to get away from individuals like that. And they may not show it truly, but that's why you got to tap in with the higher up, the creator, Jesus. You got to tap in with him, because once you do that, you understand that if I'm fasting, it says in the word, to man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. That means that we shall not only live by bread, food alone. We shall live by the word, which is food to our spirit, nutrition. That's our daily bread, if you know what I mean. And if we can depend off that more than we do food, more than we do anything in this life that God has given us, God will reward us. And I'm not just saying for the negative or just to bring out negative things in your life, but it removes that. It brings you positivity and clarity within your life to understand and understand what's going on in your life. How to view things in a powerful and loving way, and in a sound way. We have to raise our equilibrium. We have to raise our caliber of how we are as men and women as well. If you're, for example, if you're in a football game and you're a 12-0 team, that means you're undefeated. I've seen this many times where a 12-0 team goes in with pride. They go in arrogantly against a team that's 2-12. And the 12-0 team becomes 12-1 because they had so much pride and arrogance going into this game that they didn't prepare, that they didn't do anything about this game. Like they were like, this is just another win, rather than preparing for it as if they were going against a really good team, right? And they lose to this team, and now they're looking at themselves like, how did we lose? How did we do it? After the outcome, you see how they have these emotions, these why, how, where did we go wrong, etc. After the game, after the loss. And the other team is like, dang, that's a 12-0 team. How are they 12-0? And right after the team snaps back on. Or they have an option to keep losing. A 12-0 team goes 12-6 now, 12-7. Like, because they didn't up their standard to what they really were. When they went against this team, they were here. Everybody thought the 12-0 team was going to win. But this other team, they wanted it better. They wanted to be in this position. And that's how a lot of individuals that you guys are hanging around want to be. They want to be in this position. So they're saying, how do I get him down to my level so I can get around him and see how he's working so I could get on this level? Stop letting individuals that are a lower vibration than you. I'm not saying I'm better or you're better than anybody. No, but it's you know who to hang around and you know who to not hang around. And if you don't, God will reveal that to you as well, because God knows our hearts. You have to change your environment. You have to be around better individuals. You have to be around individuals that are not only making you uncomfortable in terms of criticizing you and making you better, giving criticism in areas that you can do better, not downing you, not judging you, but making you better, and you're doing the same for them. And you guys are equally yoked as friends, and meaning equally yoked as in the same mindsets, the same types of goals, different ways, but maybe the same types of goals, or you guys are all setting goals. You guys have the same habits is what I mean. That's going to benefit you. That's going to grow you. And I say that today. I want y'all to take action. I pray to the Lord that you guys hear this word. I thank you guys for watching. Hey, man, let's go get big.